In last lecture, we have seen that the application of vertical circular motion, that is a mass tied to the string and revolve in vertical circular motion. Now its second application, the mass tied to a rod. This mass, point mass tied to a rod, means if you consider this rod and this is mass of M tied to this rod, and this rod is whirled in vertical circle. There are two positions. One is A, second is B. B is lowest position. A is a highest position or uppermost position or topmost position. Now the tension acting on this mass is at point A, TA, and second force is mg. Means there are two forces acting on this mass. One is the tension and second is the weight. So at highest position, the tension is directed in downward direction and weight is also directed in downward direction. Whereas at bottom position or lowest position, the weight of the bob or body is directed in downward direction, while the tension is directed in upward direction. There is a difference between the point mass, or there is a difference between the mass connected to the string and mass connected to the rod. The main difference is that string means last topic. String needs some tension at all points. Means this mass connected to the string and it is whirled in vertical circle. Then in case of string, it needs the tension at all points. But in case of rod, such condition is not necessary. Means tension is not necessary at all points. Thus, zero speed is possible at the highest point. In case of the string, the velocity or speed at highest point V is equal to under root Rg. That is minimum speed. But in case of the rod, this is not necessary. Means no minimum speed is necessary, and therefore the speed at the highest point or topmost point is 0. That is V is equal to 0. Therefore, we can write using the equations for point A. For point A, the sum of these two forces, that is TA and mg, provides the necessary centripetal force, that is TA plus mg is equal to mva square upon r. But at highest point, in case of the rod, Va is equal to 0. Therefore, this can be written as TA plus mg is equal to 0. This is equation number 1. Now, for point B, that is lowest point, the difference of these two forces, that is mg and Tb, provides the necessary centripetal force, that is Tb minus mg is equal to mvb square upon r, and this is the formula for tension. Now we have to derive the formula for velocity at bottom or lowest point. So velocity at lowest point B using the law of conservation of energy, that is total energy at A is equal to total energy at B, means sum of the kinetic energy at A plus potential energy at A is equal to kinetic energy at B plus potential energy at B. Now kinetic energy is half mVa square plus mgh is equal to half mvb square plus mgh. This is A this is B. But VA is equal to 0, HA is equal to twice R. That is distance of point A from the lowest point. That is twice R diameter, and the distance of B from the lowest point will be 0. And HB is equal to 0. Now put these values. Therefore 0 plus mg into twice R, this mgh into twice R is equal to half mvb square plus 0. Therefore mvb square is equal to 4 mgr. mm get cancelled, and therefore vb is equal to 2 under root gr. This is the maximum speed of the particle at lowest point in case of the rod, that is mass tied to the rod. Similarly, at middle point, if you consider this C, then velocity using this same concept, velocity at C we can calculate Vc is equal to under root twice gr. This is velocity at C. Means velocity at lowest position is twice under root gr. Velocity at highest position is 0. Velocity at middle position is under root 2 gr. Now we have to show that the difference between the tension at lowest position and highest position is 6 mg. So now from equation 2 minus 1, this is equation 2, this is equation 1. So TB minus mg minus equation 1 TA minus mg is equal to mvb square by r. This mvb square by r. Therefore TB minus TA is equal to m upon r. The value of Vb is under root 2 gr. Therefore Vb square is 4gr plus this minus mg minus 2 mg, and if you write this on right hand side, then it becomes 2 mg. So r get cancelled, means 4 mg plus 2 mg is equal to 6 mg. And this is the difference between the tension at lowest and highest point. This is the second application of vertical circular motion, that is we have velocity, kinetic energy and tension at lowest, highest and middle point using the rod, means mass tied to the one end of the rod. Now we see the sphere of depth. This sphere of depth mainly we see in circus. This is an application of vertical circular motion also, and it seems to be in circus. This is a popular show in circus. In this sphere of depth, vehicle undergo rounds inside a vertical circle or hollow sphere. Means this show in circus, and in this circus or in this sphere of depth, vehicle undergoes rounds inside a hollow sphere. This is complete hollow sphere, and we have taken only the cross section of this hollow sphere, and that vehicle move in this inside the hollow sphere. This perform vertical circular motion. Now suppose the vehicle at top position of the convex surface. This is convex bridge, and suppose this is vehicle at the top of the convex bridge. Let m be the mass of the vehicle. Then the weight of the vehicle is always directed towards the downward direction, this mg, and the normal reaction n is always directed towards the upward direction, and the resultant of these two forces, that is normal reaction and weight mg, exerts the required centripetal force. Means there are two forces acting on the vehicle. Which are two forces? One is the weight mg in downward direction, second is normal reaction m in upward direction, and resultant of these two forces means n minus mg provides the necessary centripetal force, or mg minus n. So resultant force provides the centripetal force means mg minus n is equal to mv square by r, or from this equation we can write n equal to mg minus mv square upon r. This can be written as m in bracket g minus v square upon r. So bracket term indicates that g is the acceleration due to gravity and v square by r is nothing but the acceleration produced due to the circular motion. Means this difference gives the acceleration, and this difference acceleration gives the normal reaction. In this case, means sphere of death, as the velocity of the vehicle increases, then normal reaction goes on decreasing. लक्षात ठेवायचं हवं. As the velocity of the vehicle increases, then normal reaction goes on decreasing. Thus, for maintaining the contact of vehicle with the convex bridge, normal reaction becomes zero. For maintaining contact with surface, n becomes 0, and therefore putting this value mg minus 0 is equal to mv square by r. Therefore mg equal to mv square by r, and therefore v is equal to under root rg. This is the minimum velocity of the vehicle at topmost position of convex bridge, and this is nothing but the sphere of death, as like to that of the well of death. This is required expression for velocity. Now we see next topic, moment of inertia of a rigid body. So what is moment of inertia? Or first of all we see what is inertia. Inertia, as we have seen that in the first lecture, inertia is the property of body to oppose the external change, or it is the property of body which to oppose the change or which try to change the shape or size of the body. This property is called as inertia. In linear motion or translational motion, this inertia is known as mass of the body, whereas in rotational motion, this property of inertia is known as moment of inertia. So what is moment of inertia? We can explain by using a rigid body. Suppose this is rigid body, and this rigid body is rotating about this axis. Suppose this is axis of rotation. This rigid body is made up of numbers of the particles, n numbers of particles, having masses m1, m2, m3 and mn. This body consists of the n number of the particles having masses m1, m2, m3 up to mn, and these particles are, or these masses are situated at distances r1, r2, r3 up to rn respectively from their axis of rotation. So here what we have to do, first we take the product of mass of first particle and square of its distance from axis of rotation. So what is mass of first particle? m1. What is the distance of m1 from axis? r1. and its square is r1 square. Then product of m1 and r1 square, that is m1 r1 square, m1 r1 square. For second particle, the product of mass and square of its distance, that is m2 r2 square, m2 r2 square. Similarly, the product of mass of n particle and its square of its distance r n square, and their product, that is mn rn square. Now these are the product of mass of each particle and their respective square of the distance from the axis. Now we take sum of all these products. This is first product, this is second product, this is third. Now we take the sum of all these products, and this sum of the products of mass of each particle and square of its respective distance from the axis of rotation is called moment of inertia. This becomes moment of inertia. It is represented by I. So by definition, the mi means moment of inertia of a rigid body about given axis of rotation is defined as the sum of product of mass of particles and square of their distance from axis of rotation. This can be written as I is equal to summation because it is sum from I to n, that is 1 to n, mi ri square. This is formula for moment of inertia, and this formula is for non-uniform distribution. Now if the body is continuously distributed of mass, then for continuous distribution of particles, this moment of inertia I can be written as integration. We replace summation sign instead of the integration. dm, that is small mass, into r square, and this is nothing but moment of inertia. SI unit of this moment of inertia is kg meter square, and dimensions are dm is mass, that is m1, l2 and t0. These are the dimensions of moment of inertia, and this is nothing but the moment of inertia. Next of this moment of inertia, we derive an expression for kinetic energy of rigid body. So we see what is rigid body or what is kinetic energy of rigid body.